All right, I just finished reviewing the exam, so I'm happy to say that nobody failed, so that's great. The class average was like 85, so that's even better. But keep in mind, you should be preparing yourself for this final exam. I hate to say that. It's not that these other exams aren't important, but the fact remains that when you take the final exam, it's proctored. Uh, Unless you do ProctorU, you're going to be taking it at a testing center. There's different, settings. It's just all different. So just try to do what you can as you're taking these tests to prepare for the final. So just make sure as you take the test, you're not looking back at your notes. Okay. You're not getting help. Um, when you get to the final, you'll see you can bring a page of notes, but you don't have everything available to you. So just try to keep that in mind as you're preparing, because it doesn't matter what your average is. You got to pass the final. All right. So that being said, I'm just hoping we continue this success as we go on through, and everybody, passes the class. That would really make me happy. So that's one thing. So everybody did well on the exam, but I do want to stress as you're moving forward into the next area, that's where we really start the meat of this class. In other words, this class is a class for, the MIT programs: electricity, electronics, industrial maintenance, engineering technology, architectural technologies, so you've got to understand how to do that trigonometry. So there's a section on triangles, some intro to trig, and then we get into the circuits. So if you haven't had circuits yet, it can be a little overwhelming. But just try to do the math. You can do the trigonometry without knowing a single thing about circuits. The only difference is the units. And some of you all did have trouble on the unit conversions, like using those prefixes, like K for kilo, capital M for mega, little m for milli, those prefixes. You've got to be able to use those in your calculations, or all your answers are going to be wrong. So make sure you do what you can to understand those unit conversions, understand how to use your calculator. If you're given 5 kilohertz, you've got to know that that's 5 times 10 to the third. So you can't work with 5. You've got to work with 5 times 10 to the third. Okay, so just, keep in mind, use the resources available to you. Get help when you need it. Okay, so even though we only have 3 tests and they are, like 4 or 5 weeks apart, if I were you, I would really get busy on the stuff ahead of you for exam 2, so you can spend all the time you need, because it'll get on you before you know it. And for most of you all, this stuff is not going to be easy. So give yourself plenty of time to practice it, learn it, get help with it. Okay. So at any rate, good job again on the test. I'll be emailing you like I normally do every week or so often to, update you, give you reminders. But please, if you get stuck on something, let me know. Go to tutoring at your local campus. There's BrainFuse, which is posted, I believe, in Blackboard. So there's lots of tutoring services available to you. Okay. So have a great weekend. It's President's Day weekend. So enjoy your extra day of school off. I know many of y'all probably work, but enjoy your extra day of school off. So have a good one. I'm going to sign off.